major spoilers because I will be spoiling both the book and the movie. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today is going to be a little bit different. I'm actually going to do a review on both the movie and the book of Crazy Rich Asians. It's a huge box office hit, basically an all-star cast with Asians. This is the first Hollywood movie with all Asian cast. There are some differences in the book and the movie, which is of course will always be like that, but to be honest, I actually like the movie better than the book, so which is always rare. So when I was watching this one, to me personally, there was a lot of differences. Basically, if you don't know what this book is about, it's a New Yorker named Rachel. She is a NYU, she's an NYU professor at NYU. She's an NYU professor, and her boyfriend Nick is also an NYU professor also. So he is taking her to meet his family in Singapore, and when she goes there, she realized that he's rich. So if we're gonna go in order on how they're both different, so starting straight from the beginning, Rachel in the movie, she is an NYU professor who does game theory, but in the book she's an economic teacher, which is really weird, but it plays out in the movie because in the end she plays a game with her and she beats her, and well, yeah. Number two, when Nick invites her to Singapore, it's for the whole summer in the book, rather than the movie it's just spring break. Number three is basically the wealth in the movie. So in the movie, everybody knows who the Youngs are. They know that they're rich, they have money, they know where they get it from. In the book, you actually don't know where they get their money from. Even Peg Ling, Rachel's best friend, she doesn't even have any clue, and she lives in Singapore and she has never even heard of the Youngs, so she actually has to do some digging to find out who they are, what they are, where they got the money from, which is actually pretty interesting from like the movie. Number four, now as you're watching this movie too, you'll also be introduced to many of Nick's family, like Astrid for example, and Astrid is married to Michael. Basically, yes, Astrid does like to shop a lot in the book, and she will go on these extravagant shopping, and then when she comes back she'll hide it so that her husband doesn't see, which is very much the same. Really what is different is that Astrid finds out that Michael was having an affair, so Astrid of course is like, we gotta figure this out. So she starts digging through and come to find out that it was all fake. None of it was real. Michael was just faking the whole thing, just so that they could split up. So yeah, he basically cannot stand her family. He hates the pressure that he has to have money and be a CEO and take over the company, blah 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 blah. And he also believes that he's looked down upon, being like Astrid has more money and he doesn't have no money, so basically his ego was hurt. Along the way, as Astrid is finding out that Michael is cheating, Astrid sees Michael. Michael is one of Astrid's ex fiance. Basically, they were going to get married, but the family looked down upon Astrid, saying that no, don't do it because he's not rich, he doesn't have money, and you need money. So they broke up before they even got married. Come to find out a few years later, Michael, I think I said Michael, but his name is actually Charlie. Sorry guys, Charlie, I'm sorry, is the ex. He come to find out Charlie has money. I believe Charlie's like an owner of like a top tech company. Next is the bachelor party. So actually the bachelor party in the movie, like I said, was on the boat shipping container, like those big boats. So like in the middle of it somehow the bachelor party was like hidden within, and they had like a jacuzzi and a DJ and all whatever. Yeah. So in the book there's actually they go to like a dog fight. There's drugs, there's hookers, and then like they're actually on the boat, but I'm pretty sure it's just like a yacht. And when they're on the boat, like a few of them, like they're not really a part of Bernard's whole little party. So their little squad kind of made like Colin look like he was sick, so they got a helicopter, faked it, popped him on the plane, like, oh, we have to take him to a hospital and blah 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 blah. They got in the helicopter, they flew out, and they were able to get to like a little private area just for themselves. So Amrita, like, actually it's kind of similar, it's a little minor differences. Amrita has her bachelorette party. She invites everybody, even Rachel. In the book, it's actually Francesca who speaks loudly about gold diggers and her past relationship with Nick. With Nick. And then at the same time, later on, Rachel meets one of Nick's ex, Mandy, and she confesses that Mandy, Francesca, and Nick had a threesome, and Rachel wasn't having it. Final thing that's different in this book and movie is the proposal. In the movie, Nick gets 2 proposals. First, when they went to talk after everything went down after the wedding. The second, when she was leaving to go back home. In the book, Nick takes Rachel to a little private getaway because after the incident with her at the hotel and everything, he takes her away. So they're off, and he's like, you know, I like to come here sometimes. This is my getaway. Gets there, he takes her inside, and he's planning to propose to her. But once he's planning, he actually hears somebody in the next room come to find out that his mother and his ama, his grandmother, is there actually trying to stop their proposal. And Nick never gets a chance. Rachel actually faints because of something you find out about her past. With the movie, there is no romantic getaway. You actually find the truth about Rachel's past, her father, really. So in the novel, she thinks that her father is in prison, and she actually wants to fly to China. This is like the main thing, so if you really don't want it to get ruined, then do not watch this. So, spoiler. Rachel's father is in prison, so she actually wants to go fly out to China and see him, to actually get the side of his story, to find out what happened with her mother and him. Come to find out, Rachel is a daughter of her mother's lover, because the one in prison, he was actually an abuser, he cheated, he never respected her. Like I said, I did like the movie better. To be honest, reading the book was kind of hard sometimes because it was constantly changing point of view. Sometimes you can be in one chapter and it would just change into 3 different characters, or 4 even, and it was very hard to keep track of that. Even when you were first starting, they would just mention names and you're like, hold on. Luckily, I mean, there was a family tree in the front, so you can actually understand who is who to each other, and it kind of helped me a little bit more. It actually took a while for them to get to like her meeting the family in the book, and I actually didn't like the way they represented Rachel and Nick's relationship. To me, reading it felt very bland. Like, I know when I read a book, I actually like to feel that chemistry, and you know, when you read a book and you can feel that chemistry, that's what I wanted, and I didn't get it, and it was actually really disappointing. So actually watching it in film, it was actually way better, because Nick would just say these very charming things, and he just looks charming, and you're just like, huh. Oh, Also, one thing I did not like too was how naive Nick was in the book. In the book, I swear, he does not mention he is rich at all until like almost the ending, when they're actually discussing like his family. That's when she really asks him. And it's not like in the movie where they ask before they're leaving the trip, and it's like, yeah, I'm rich, I have money. So in the movie, I actually think they did bring out a lot more romance and a lot more comedy, which I actually enjoyed very much. My favorite character, of course, was Awkwafina as Aiklane. She really brought some comedy in there. What I like about this movie too was that you actually get to see how extravagant everything is, to the food, the clothing, the houses, the cars. Like, even the wedding was like I was like, this is bullshit. Watching it in the theaters, I was like, this is bougie. Nobody would ever in their life do this, but okay, let's go. I'll go with it. So yeah, the movie was everything what I wanted it to be. It was actually a great turnout for me. I was very happy. Though, like I said, there was a few differences, but sometimes, you know, I can get over it. But I guess I got over it because the movie was such a better turnout for me personally than the book. I felt like sometimes during the book, it felt like it was dragging sometimes, and I'm like struggling. It wasn't until like you got towards like the last few chapters where it really got interesting. So yeah, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe for more videos. Like this video and make sure you hit that notification bell to see when I upload more videos. So yeah, bye guys. Shout out, because I always think that City of Bones, the movie, is better than the show or the book. Well, the book is great, but I mean the movie, the book, and then the movie. The show was like not even close to anything, but still, that's my personal opinion. Deuces, bye.